But now that I know, this totally look like big toes sticking out of the grass.
Big toes?
Yeah. Honey, you're walking on the giant's big toes. You better make sure he doesn't start wiggling.
So everybody heard about the story of the petrified giants inside of the Bible, right? I think I just might have came across something that y'all might find very interesting. So all over the world, people have been finding these strange, mysterious crystals that resemble and look like tissue and muscle. See, as you can see right here, this is the crystal. This is like a steak or something. Another one, This is another one looking like layers of fat, muscle, and tissue. Once again, another one. Y'all can't tell me this doesn't look like muscle and tissue. They even made furniture out of it. And see, now what we was just looking at was a crystal that was called rhodonite, which is a manganese silicate. And see, now the craziest part is you can find manganese inside of the body. Yeah, stored inside of bones and small amounts inside the liver, brain, kidneys, and pancreas. And it also helps the body maintain stable tissue. Don't you guys just find that very interesting? Now I guess it is more to the mystery about the Nephilim and the giants that we know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the giants and these strange flesh-like crystals found all over the world in the comments. Like or follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Yeah, make sure y'all share this to somebody that does not know.
I hope you didn't think I was done. Oh, no. There's more. Roll that beautiful being footage.
When men had horns, workmen unearthed skeletons of two prehistoric giants. Springfield, Ohio. December 20. While workmen were taking gravel out of a pit near Enon, they unearthed two skeletons of human beings. One of the skulls contained 4 horns, alright? 2 on each side of the head. The horns are uniform in size and little more than 2 inches long. They are located directly above and below the ears. Those above turn upward and those below turn downward. There is a bad fracture on the right side, indicating that this queer being was probably killed with some sharp instrument. It is thought from the size of the skull that it belonged to a man who was a giant of some prehistoric race. Alright, this is what they found. Giants with horns here in America.
Biogeology, the study of petrified fragments of giants. Now these are theories, but not an exact science. Could have this been the inside of a digestive system of a giant? Now, as you can see the diagram that I did bring up, and you can see the circular folds, and you can also see how identical they look. Now, could have this been the entrance of the large intestine as shown in the diagram up above? Now, if you look at the diagram of the large intestine up above, and to your left you see the cave wall, you can see the identical similarities to both of them. Now, could this cave just have been a digestive tract of a giant? Now, according to research, these so-called rocks have a composition of venous blood, which is a purple blood and has composition of iron, and on the back side of this rock you can see the uncanny flesh look to this rock. Now take a look at this trabecular bone and compare it to this. Now you can see the similarities to the trabecular bone. Now you can see a good example of this Swiss cheese looking trabecular bone, and in the channels you can see the red iron ore, and you might think this is just earth packed in from flooding. But if you look at this larger example, you can see that this is not earth, this is actual iron ore coming out of this trabecular bone. Now, could this be here, the fragments of giants scattered all over? Now, as we get closer, you can see the different tissue of the surface of these so-called rocks. Now, again, here I've added more examples of tissues just to show the different similarities to these so-called rocks. Now, this rock has the uncanny look of a lung, and if you look closely, you can see all the ventricles that would be visible in a lung. Now here is a diagram up above like that. You can see the different type of ventricles. Now just by looking at the lung diagrams and looking at the so-called stone, you tell me there's not a possibility this can be true. Now, like I said before, this is all theory, but after seeing this video, you'll probably never look at a rock the same. But could there be some truth in this theory? So how real are giants, and are remnants of their existence in the bottom of the ocean? Because for what reason anyone would want to forge giant shields and helmets and swords? Could these just be some kind of long lost art? Or some kind of representation for a long lost civilization?
This is a great way to show you guys how fucking huge giant sequoias are. This is one that they sadly cut down because humans suck. But you could take a stairway all the way up it, bro. Look how beef this shit is. What the fuck? This is one tree. And humans, remnants of the dinosaurs, bro. These have been around since the dinosaurs so chopped up.
It was not just the titans or the massive ancient trees. Though perhaps if you look into the King of Wing in New Mexico, you'll find the axe that was used to cut down some of these trees, though a much smaller version. Geology really truly is nothing more than the study of hardened biology. These are not just a few examples of mushrooms that look like rocks. You can literally find hundreds and thousands of these all over the world, told to us that they're nothing more than just erosion. Much like the giant trees, they say, are nothing more than hexagonal columns spewing ancient volcanoes. They'll never replicate it again in recent times. In order for us to be sold on the lie of the theory of evolution, they had to dismiss our much larger past, the giants and all the inhabitants along with it. And as always, the parasites of this realm told us to dismiss the evidence of our eyes and ears. It was their final and most essential command. But once your eyes are truly open, you can see these mud fossils everywhere, and it is certainly no pareidolia. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Earth has been showing us the truth all this time. Caves and tunnels are petrified giants.
For all the people that either believe or don't believe that giants existed in North America, that maybe believe that the Smithsonian had something to do with covering it up, we got some receipts for you. In 1651, the last battleground with the giants happened in the state of Pennsylvania, and it's recorded in Dauphin County History, Chapter 1. Remember, you heard it here first on Human Origins Revealed. Go check us out on YouTube and TikTok. The truth is here. The state of Pennsylvania documented it, that the last of them were killed in Pennsylvania, at least in that state in 1651, at a place called Atracoeur. It's in Dauphin County History, Chapter 1. Just remember where you got that news. Go look it up. Tonight we're going to be discussing it on live. Giants existed in North America. When they were recruiting people to bring their families here, they didn't tell them. The last of them were defeated on a place called Juniata Island, the Onuyuthahaga. That's the name of the people that lived there. And they're called the Standing Stones people of North America, if you didn't know that. They come from Standing Stones, Pennsylvania. There's a lot of history that's uncovered because we're dealing with these pre-Mesopotamian, proto-Mesopotamian sites all up and down the 13 colonies. And the Susquehanna River was visited. For the receipts on the Smithsonian, Dr. Hay came down and did an expedition in 1916 because all of the archaeologists in the region knew about this battleground. He visited it And by 1920, they already started building a dam that Dr. Hay himself, an employee of the Smithsonian. So you say it's a conspiracy that the Smithsonian hid giant things. Well, I'm telling you that I have the receipts. We're going to discuss more of it online on live tonight on TikTok. And that way you can see, you can read for yourself that at least in 1651, that's when the last were defeated. So from 1492 to 1651, there were giants running around in colonial North America. That's the truth. This is the kind of information we're trying to bring to you because Dr. Hay came down, signed the permit. When they constructed this dam, it is written in all the notes. It's written in gemology books, how the employees were carrying off translucent green gemstone. They called it Williamsite, putting it in their lunch pails, put it in their pockets. They called it birdstone. They were carrying it out of there. They buried the bones. It's in the receipts. We're going to show you in writing that Dr. Hay issued a permit and that they buried bones into the right shoulder of that dam. It's the truth. When we visited the State of Pennsylvania Museum, we sat with Dr. Kurt Carr, the senior curator of the State Museum at the time. We showed him all of that and we said, these other hundreds of skeletons, where did they go? And after he put his head down for a minute, he looked up and he told us with multiple witnesses that they ground them into the farmers' fields, the adjoining fields to this area. They took all of the other bones and ground them up there. So if you ever believed that the Smithsonian was involved in covering up giants, I got the receipts for you. Come over and look at our videos because we're trying to save the ancient sites that have their bones, their tools, and the normal-sized people like ourselves that lived in and around them. Please, Human Origins Revealed, visit us on YouTube. Follow us here on TikTok. We're going to go live tonight and discuss the content that we released today. We're looking forward to having you there. Thank you for your time.
But the reason the United States invaded Iraq wasn't because of weapons of mass destruction, but actually to get the DNA of Nephilim and giants. Now that may sound far-fetched to you, but listen to this email sent to government officials on the Freedom of Information Act website, requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body, and the location of the buried Nephilim. That was sent on December 13th, 2018, and the status of that email is closed. We also have testimony from museum curators saying that the very first place that the United States military went when they invaded Iraq was to museums within the heart of ancient Babylon. This may be one reason why the CIA is investing so much money recently into DNA editing firms, so that when they get remains or artifacts with Nephilim DNA, they can actually extract them and resurrect them back to life like they're trying to do now with extinct animals.
Look what this guy had to say about the government hiding Nephilim giants in their military bases.
Greg Renrich, that was one of the things that he told me. He's the one that was talking about seeing the giants in the deep underground military bases. He said that one of the first things that they had to do before he was allowed to go into S4 or S20 or any of the others, they made him sign an affidavit saying, you're not allowed to use the name Jesus Christ in these underground facilities, not even if you stub your toe or anything. And he said that he saw 10 to 25 foot tall giants in these underground bases and said that they were, human scientists and other people working side by side with him. He said that they even came right out and said they were the Nephilim.
That they say that cave goes all the way to Emily. Nobody's ever climbed all the way, but there's another great big cave up by Emily that comes back this way. Oh, that's the legend.
That's the legend. You believe the red-haired giant story of Lovelock Caves?
Yes, I do. If you talk to BLM, they'll tell you it's a bunch of hokum. There was no red-headed Indians. Talk to my Native American friends here in Lovelock. They'll tell you their parents told about the Native Americans. Cannibals came up from Death Valley, covered them up so the natives would fall in, and then they would eat them. They lived in the cave for a while and buried their people in the cave. They found a lot of mummies that had red hair over 7 feet tall. They were very tall. But if you go in the cave is all smoky inside. And my Indian friends say that they got tired of them killing their people, so they chased them into the cave, then built a big fire. Cave now, the opening has been made a lot bigger. It was a lot smaller when my folks first came here in 1945. So they opened it up, They built a fire and buried them in the cave. While I was working here at the museum, some people came from southern Utah that had been working on the highway between Nevada and Utah and said they came into a big burial ground. Red-headed Indians in that burial ground didn't tell anybody. They just put them back in the ground and left them. The Indians are buried squatting down, feet first, then down, and just their heads closest to the top of the ground. I have a ranch down in Lower Valley, and sometimes they would hear this whistling sound, and it was the wind blowing through the skulls because the wind had blown away the dirt. So they were hearing those sounds. They found my folks plowing the field, and they found a big burial ground and called the BLM to come down. They sent a lady. She came down, took what she wanted, threw the restway, and left.
Yep, never hear her again.
Never heard her again, and they found some more Indian stuff there, but not much.
Wow. Giants have 6-digit fingers and foot and feet.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And they go how so that they could, look, I have 5 fingers.
I have a cousin that married a Paiute Indian lady. She had dark brown hair. She went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. When she came back, she had the reddest hair you've ever seen. So that red hair could be, they might have had natural red hair, or they might have been the elements that changed the red hair.
Really a chance meeting we had here in the parking lot. What?
So they got him?
Yeah, they got him.
They got him for real? Like
Yeah, they got him.
Damn. No bond, no nothing?
Nope, they denied him. They denied him.
Yeah. So what all did they get?
Baby oil.
I don't know about the baby oil in the loop.
I'm
talking about, did they get all the footage, all of it?
Yeah, they got all the footage. Years and years of footage. They said they got everything.
I ain't been since. I was at the one in 07. We did a few 2010 in Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
He wasn't recording the whole time though, was he?
Come on now. Who we talking about?
Damn, yeah, that is Diddy. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't even remember what I did. Damn. How far are we from the airport?
About 20 minutes.
All right, call the jet.
Yes, sir. I'm on it.
Call the jet.